I went public because Zillow advertises that they'll list your house in 72 hours. They did not. It was well over 72 hours. Even after the 72 hours, the pictures that I put on to be posted were not listed for 2 days later. I'm not able to have any customer service from Zillow, cannot contact them. And their pricing of houses is very low, hurting sellers selling their homes. So beware of Zillow. What they advertise is not what they do, and you cannot contact them with problems. I contacted them on Monday, the 22nd. I submitted to put our house online, and they said it would be within 72 hours. I hadn't heard from them in over 72 hours. I contacted them again, and then no response. Then I contacted them again, no response. On Sunday, out of the blue, Sunday the 28th, someone called me and said that they needed to verify that we were the owners of the home and wanted to verify it, which they did. I also had contacted her and asked, or when she contacted me, I asked her about the what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, the price of the home that they had listed compared to the real market value. And she said, well, you can email customer care at Zillow. I did that after I hung up from her. They did list the house right away, but the pictures were not listed for another day or two, the actual pictures that I submitted. So it was even 2 days later. So it was almost like it was a week and a half before it actually got what I submitted to be published. I wrote customer care, like she said, on Zillow.com about the pricing, and I have never heard a word from them, and the pricing is still at what it's at. They are extremely low pricing compared to the market. I even put in there that the house next door to us, what it sold for, it sold in 1 day with 5 offers on it, and they still have not corrected the market price that they have compared to what the real market is. And for me, as a homeowner trying to sell my home, that is really gives people the wrong idea of what the house is worth. So they're actually hurting home buyers by keeping those on there, and they're not correct. Because I feel like they have the market on like homeowners going themselves to sell their homes instead of using a realtor. So it's a go-to market. It's about the only go-to market to sell your home by yourselves. So to me, like when I looked for a home and when we sold our other home in October, I looked at Zillow, I looked at houses, I looked at the area. So pretty much I feel that most Americans go to Zillow because they're known for the market for housing. And I feel that they should be more upfront, and like they told me, or they didn't tell me, but it says on their site 72 hours. It could take up to 72 hours to get your home listed. Well, it's way past what they say 72 hours is. So that's misleading in itself. I'm really worried about the home pricing that they have because that hurts the homeowner selling their house. They need to get more realistic on their home prices because they're hurting homeowners. So the public needs to know that Zillow lists price that are way too low, and people believe what Zillow posts. So it's really not fair. So the public needs to know that. I have contacted Zillow numerous times, still tried to call. They don't answer phones. You can't really call them because they don't have callable numbers. I've messaged or sent an email to the email she gave me, which came back as not delivered. And then I even checked it to make sure it was correct. It doesn't go through. I've never heard from them. They still have the price about $50,000 lower than the house should be. And they need to correct that because they are misleading the public and they're hurting the home owners and buyers. Beware of your listing and make sure that I wish I would have done this when I listed it because I can't correct it now, but I would have shown the other houses in the area that sold for the pricing that it did so they could see more how we came up with our research and came up with our pricing other than Zillow's pricing. If they could post that so they can help themselves with their sale, showing that the pricing is not a Zillow base. And if you talk to any realtor, they tell you that Zillow is very low on their estimates, that they're way off. I've talked to several realtors that have told me that. So I think people, when they go to sell their house by themselves, they probably need to post that, show what other homes have sold for in the area, and just beware that if you have a problem, you're not, and that it won't be posted in 72 hours, because mine sure wasn't. As far as getting a hold of Zillow, it's impossible. So just beware of that if you list a house with them.